Good morning, Yankees universe. KOD Nation, stand up. And you degenerates, wake up and get your coffee. Welcome to this Wednesday, August 3rd edition of the Yankees Morning Brew. We sitting here. Yeah, the Yankees lost last night. Tough game. But let's talk about it. Later on, the Yankees play at 1 o'clock. I think it's 1:30 against the Seattle Mariners. We got Garrett Cole on the mound versus Luis Castillo. You know, the ace that we wanted to get, but Seattle coughed up the prospects for him. They got him. Frankie Montas will be joining the Yankees possibly this weekend. You know, he's dealing with a death in the family. I think his mother-in-law passed away. So, you know, best wishes and prayers and thoughts goes to him, his family, the in-laws, and as well, Vince Scully passed away. I think the news came out last night, and early in the week, I should shame myself for not bringing this up on the show, but as well, Bill Russell passed away. You know, NBA great Bill Russell. So this week we have Vince Scully and Bill Russell pass away. Two greats in the professions that they were in. Vince Scully, you guys know him as the radio voice for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and you guys know Bill Russell as the great big man for the Boston Celtics, 11 championships. You know, so thoughts and prayers to their family. But let's move forward real quick. You know, yesterday, the Yankees got some news, you know, traded Jordan Montgomery, which was a bit of a head scratcher. But besides the Jordan Montgomery news, we got some more news. Our man Joey Gallo is out in LA now with the Dodgers. You know, so good luck, Joey Gallo. You know, I know on this show, Frankie and I, we both talked about it. You know, been crucial on Gallo, crucial on Hicks. You know, but Joey Gallo's time in New York, it's a bit mentally draining on him. You know, if you guys saw the comments that came out that he had when he was interviewed by The Athletic and I think it was New Jersey Sports, one of those publications as well that came out yesterday. And you just wish Joey Gallo the best of luck. You know. Could Yankee fans been tough? Yeah, we was a bit tough. You know, I can say that. You know, but wish him the best of luck. You know, one thing I'm gonna say, and I said it yesterday on the trade special episode. If you guys haven't checked that out, please go back into the archives and check out yesterday's video. I said it yesterday when it comes to Joey Gallo, right? A lot of Dodger fans trying to kill Yankee fans online for that treatment of Joey Gallo. Rightfully so. But I know it's the NBA, but you got the Laker fans did the same exact thing, if not worse, to Russell Westbrook. You know? And if you guys know me from For the Love of the Game, you guys know that I was somebody that spoke out against that. You know, that's not my cup of tea, shaming an athlete like that when they're doing bad. Wish him the best of luck. Just like Joey Gallo, wish Joey Gallo the best of luck. But he's a part of the Dodgers. Hopefully he catches fire in the second half of the year. The Yankees did get something in return. So I remember at the beginning of the year, a lot of Yankee fans were just saying, cut him, eat his contract, DFA him, just get rid of him. We were able to get the Dodgers' 15th ranked prospect, right? And when you slide him into the Yankees minor league system, right after the Yankees made all these trades, he automatically becomes the 10th best prospect in our system. So, yes, Gallo didn't work out, but we got a prospect that we may flip in years to come. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we could turn him into a reliever, see what we could get out of him. But when it comes to this prospect, and you look at his stats, his ERA may be high. I think it's 5 or 6, something like that. But when you look at his stuff, He has a blazing fastball that sits in the hundreds, right? He has a strikeout rate that's basically 15 and a half strikeouts per 9 innings. So those two things right there pops out. We got the Yankees development. You got Matt Blake as well. Let's see what the Yankees could do with him. Like I said, could possibly turn him into a reliever. Never know. You know, quick shout out yesterday. Yes, we had two shows yesterday. One, the regular Yankees Morning Brew, and we had the trade special, right? Both shows on Twitter combined for over 800 views on Twitter. So that was awesome. Highest views, the most views that we've gotten while doing this show. Awesome. Appreciate everybody out there that's supporting, everybody that's out there that's liking, commenting. We totally appreciate you guys. If you could share this on your social media, help us grow as well. You guys will be growing with us. Want to give a quick shout out real quick to my guy, Coach Richie, in the chat. Coach Richie, I see you, baby. What it do? My man, Michael Mazza, like always, the Fortran Express. And of course, Uncle Foxy. Salute, Uncle Foxy. Hope all is well. My man Mazza said, I like that the Yankees still have Volpe, Peraza, Dominguez, and Wells. Absolutely. When you look at those four players that you mentioned, right, Mazza, Volpe, Peraza, Dominguez, and Wells, those four players right there have the potential to be our next core four. When you think about prospects, position players for the future, Volpe, shortstop, Peraza, who could play shortstop, second base, third base. Either Volpe or Peraza will have to move to second base. Jason Dominguez, who, the tools are there. The potential with Jason Dominguez is there. He's having a better year this year than he had last year. He's in high A. Let's see how he finishes the rest of the season. Let's see if they promote him to double A to see what he could do in double A just for a little bit. Austin Wells as well. Austin Wells, I've said this. I seen him in person, man, when I went down to see the Tampa Bay Tarpons, seeing Jason Dominguez and Austin Wells. Wells he's a polished Yankee. Like he just looks like he's destined to be a future Yankee. The way he carries himself, the way he looks, the way he already has that mustache going. Austin Wells, he has all the tools, the makeup, the intangibles to be a future great Yankee. And Stephen Fox says, I miss Gio Urshela. Yes, I absolutely do as well. But bright spot, and I'm bringing my man Frankie Two Tones in to have the conversation with me. But a good spot about yesterday's game, even though we lost, yes, Josh Donaldson had a throwing error, right? They pointed it out last night during the broadcasting that's his sixth throwing error of the season, which ties his career high, which he hasn't touched since 2017. So that's a bit alarming. He only has errors when it comes to throwing, not when it comes to fielding. But he was 2 for 3. Josh Donaldson. He was 2 for 3. He had a double that drove in a run, and he had a home run. So Josh Donaldson, as soon as he saw that Joey Gallo was being traded, he automatically felt the energy and saw the energy on Twitter when Yankee fans started champering his name as Josh Donaldson, you got to turn it up. And now Josh Donaldson, I feel, is turning it up. Let's see if Josh Donaldson can get on a stretch that he can heat up and carry us, because we're going to need that, especially with Giancarlo Stanton still on the IL. We saw it in yesterday's game. They walked Aaron Judge 3 times. Aaron Judge was 0 for 2 with 3 walks yesterday. Anthony Rizzo, who's on fire right now, they walked him in the 9th inning, pitched around him so they could bring Gleyber Torres up to bat with the bases loaded. Now, normally, Giancarlo Stanton would be in that spot, but Stanton is hurt. That spot was, at the beginning of the game, was for Matt Carpenter. But Matt Carpenter, towards the end of the game, he has to be substituted for defense. So what should have been a Giancarlo Stanton at bat turned out to be a pinch hit from Gleyber Torres. And please, whoever's working in the Yankees production, do me a favor. Stop bringing up that little notification on the bottom of the screen, that overlay that you put, that reminds us that Gleyber Torres has 7 walk-off hits since 2017, the most in all of baseball. We get it. We understand that. The last few times he's been up, He hasn't come through. So please, can you stop showing that? Because once I saw it come up, I'm like, oh, this game is over. This game is over. And it didn't help Gleyber Torres that the umpire decided to give a pitcher who was struggling for the Seattle Mariners help when it came to that first pitch. That first pitch was a slider outside the zone that was damn near in the left-handed batter's box, but he decided to call it a strike. When you have a pitcher that's on the ropes that just walked two batters back to back, you can't help him out. I'm sorry. You can't. If you're a major league umpire, you cannot help him out. I'm just going to look up the umpire grade for last night. Let me see. Just bear with me 1 second. Umpire score. And shout out to umpire scorecards.com. They help out with grading and looking at these numbers. So shout out to them. But let me see last night. Let's see. The Yankees, Manny Gonzalez. Manny Gonzalez was the umpire last night. Let's check out his score. So we all know league-wide average, we like it to be at 96. They like it to be at 96. It was 94. So it wasn't a bit off. It wasn't a bit off, but it was 94.4. So he called 195 pitches last night, and he got 11 wrong. So he got 11 wrong. But like my man Stephen Fox says, no drama with Gio. Absolutely. And Gio Urshela's hit about 270. You know, when it comes to the bat, he's having a better season than Josh Donaldson. We've pointed that out. But let me bring my man Frankie in so Frankie can help us dissect this conversation. If you guys, Thursday's episode, Frankie said we'll have a special episode because we got to figure out his new Twitter tag. But Frankie, let the people know, Frankie. What's up, baby?
Man. What's up, bro? How are you?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, brother. Listen, let the people know what's going to happen tomorrow when you get back home.
Yeah, big day tomorrow. Gonna be revealing the new Twitter name, and I'm gonna be flushing the Joey Gallo jersey down the toilet. You know, big day tomorrow.
So,
big day.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
big day tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. As well, I want to announce also towards the end of this month, I will be going on the road to do a little road trip episode. I'll be stopping off at different Yankee minor league complex. I'm gonna go to the Somerset Patriots. I'm gonna go to Scranton Wilkes-Barre, and I'm gonna go to the Hudson Valley Renegades. Frankie, I'm not sure how far away you are from Hudson Valley, but if you and your pops. Perfect. If you and your pops want to join us, you guys won't have to worry about your tickets. You guys could join us. We could shoot some footage and get some good content for the show.
Yeah, let me know when you're up there. If I'm not going to school by then, let me know.
No problem. Definitely. It most likely will be on the weekends. No, you good. It most likely will be on the weekends, Frankie. Just on one of the weekends. So just so you know. But yeah. Let's talk about it, bro. What's your thoughts from last night's game? What's your thought from last night's game? What's your thought from, first of all, before we get to last night's game, let's put that on pause for a little bit, right? The Jordan Montgomery trade. Have you processed that yet? What's your overall thoughts on it? Because we were talking about it yesterday in the trade special episode. But for those that didn't watch it, what's your thoughts on it?
I'm not a fan. I mean, I saw a tweet earlier. It said that they said Jordan Montgomery's a guy they don't believe that could get a start in the playoffs. So that's why they went out and got playoff help in Bader, who's like a defensive replacement, late inning speed guy, someone like that. But, I mean, I definitely thought that Montgomery had a better chance of starting the playoffs than Tyone does. Like, he's better than Tyone is. So, you know what I mean? Tyone had a terrible start last night, and he's been pretty bad over the past, 2 months of the season. I mean, so letting go of Montgomery and keeping a guy like Tyone, I'm not a huge believer in that. But that's just me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was searching and trying to find whatever explanation they had for it, and we saw Brian Cashman basically say the same thing like you were saying, Frankie, when it comes to of not believing that Montgomery could get a start in the playoff and aiming towards the playoff and trying to build a team that's destined for the playoff. I get it. Jordan Montgomery, he's going to cap out at 150 innings, right?
Yeah.
With the Yankees putting Luis Severino on the 60-day IL, And Luis Severino he came back yesterday and said, I don't think, he's like, I don't feel any pain. I think that's the Yankees knowing that Severino's going to have an innings limit. So pushing him back, that way they could save the rest of his innings for the postseason. What's your thoughts on that real quick?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that definitely seems like a sensible move. The fact that he's probably now our third best starter in our rotation.
I would say Cortez and
Cortez they're equal. So if we can get a healthy Sevy back for the postseason, I think a rotation of Cole, Montas, Sevy, and Cortez, and maybe even Tyone or Herman out of the bullpen or something. But I mean, I don't see either of those guys getting starts in the playoffs. So a 1-4 of those four guys is pretty lethal going into the postseason. So
absolutely, I don't see them even coming out of the bullpen when it comes to the postseason, or even making the postseason roster. Ask you a quick question. When it comes to our bullpen, Lou Trevino, he threw last night. He looked pretty good.
Yeah, he did good. Yeah, I was
happy. He did real well.
He's a reliever in the past who's really been a really good reliever. I mean, this year not really like done well this year, but he threw well last night, and he's shown that he can be a really good reliever in the past. So maybe we have a really good pitching coach, Matt Blake. So Matt Blake can try and figure him out and try and set him straight. I think he's gonna be lethal going down in the playoffs this year.
Oh yeah, we kind of saw it last night from Lou Trevino. Lou Trevino traditionally is in love with his fastball that sits anywhere 98, 99, 100 miles per hour. But last night, exclusively, he was just throwing his sinker that was 96, 97. Yeah, it was exclusively sinker. We know Matt Blake. We know his pitching style, sinker, cutter. That's his thing. So if Lou Trevino could just focus on just throwing sinkers, I think we have something deadly with him, bro.
Oh yeah, and our other new guy, Efros, pitched well last night. I think.
Efros looked real well.
One blue pit. That's not really his fault, and he gave up the little infield single. Otherwise you can really blame on him, but he looked good. So it looks like we got two solid arms. Then we got Montas. So I'm a big fan of our deadline.
Yeah.
We trade, but I see what Cashman means by trading him and getting Bader. So I mean, I'm not a big fan of that, but I definitely see where he's coming from, and I guess I can get by.
And then on top of it, with the Bader acquisition, we have some prospects that's coming back. We haven't gotten the names of those prospects yet, but one thing I could say is that trading Joey Gallo and getting the 15th prospect that's not a 10th prospect in our system. Brian Cashman, he makes these moves. We gave up some prospects when we got Frankie Montas, but he just reloaded us up. And if we were to go from MLB's ranking of this year's draft for the Yankees, they gave the Yankees an A+. So it seems like Cashman's loading us up for the future. Frankie, what's your thoughts?
I agree. I mean, Cashman, he's always been a guy who's drafted well, and I'm really happy to see him trading well now too. So I think his moves definitely put us in a good position to beat Houston and to get to the World Series and maybe win. I mean, I think we have a better chance now than we have since we won in 2009. So
yeah.
Hopefully,
absolutely.
I'm gonna knock on wood, but hopefully that all works out.
Let's knock on all the wood we can, Frankie. Let's knock on all the wood. I want to give a quick shout out. Let me just mention the chat real quick. Shout out to my brother worldwide, L. Far Rock is in the building. Far Rock America. L. Salute. Justin Rosenblum. Frankie only has dub takes. Justin, just know that's why Frankie is on with me every morning, Justin. That's why Frankie is my man, pots and pans, Justin. Just know that. But Justin, appreciate you for tuning in, brother. Thank you so much. And also, we are sitting at a cool 566 subscribers. So shout out to all the new subscribers. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, tapping in. Hit that like button. Comment down below when you're watching the replay of the video. And as well, if this is your first time, hit subscribe. Do not be scared. And let me just drop a commercial just for the show, just for the channel, because we are giving a giveaway. You know, Jigga Man likes to make fun of me, but I gotta plug the giveaway. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitch. Make sure you guys follow us on YouTube. We are giving a Steed, an NFT giveaway. You guys will be able to join the nice community, get access to the Discord, and just be a part of this awesome community. Everything is all gravy over here. But now, back to these Yankees, right? Frankie, when it comes to now, let's look towards the postseason, right?
Yeah.
Let's analyze this. Is this team right now, are you confident going in a 7-game series against the Houston Astros?
Yeah. I'm confident. I'm more confident right now in this team to beat the Astros than I have ever been with any of our teams. I mean, we have a great lineup now since Gallo's gone, and we replaced him with Benintendi, who's been struggling, but it's 5 sample size, big deal, 6 games, whatever. And now we solidified our bullpen, especially now that Chad Green went down earlier in the year, and who else? Mike King out for the year, and now it looks like Chapman and Loizaga are kind of returning to their old form too. Something we've talked about. So, and now we got 2 pretty good bullpen arms. I think we really, really have a great pitching staff now.
No, 100%. And that was going to be the next question I asked you.
Yeah.
With this bullpen shaping back into form, Chapman and Loizaga, with the new addition of Efros and with Trevino, it looks to be potentially scary, especially if Chapman can shape back into form. Because Chapman, when he was struggling early in the season, right, Frankie, it was because he couldn't get his fastball back to 100, 101.
Yeah.
He's sitting beautifully at 100 now. He's
400, yeah.
He's getting it there, and he's having control of that splitter. If he could get control of that splitter and have that play off of his slider and fastball, I think Chapman, it may not be the old Chapman, but it may be 90% of the old Chapmans. What's your sentiments on that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if we can get 75, 80% even of what Chapman used to be, I think that's a win for a bullpen, because that really, locks down the middle innings, and he can even, obviously can come in and close too. So, want to give Holmes a break, 2 inning innings, we can just start Chapman in there to close a few games because we know he can do that. So, so Chapman really showing the old Chapman is really, really big for a bullpen. So
yeah,
I'm happy. I'm really happy he's really starting to come around now, which is great. So
yeah. You said this a bit earlier. Andrew Benintendi. Andrew Benintendi, since joining the Yankees, he's 1 for 21 for 21. But on top, when you're looking at it like that, you may like, oh my God, it's a bit disastrous. Which, yeah, on the outside looking in, it may be type scary. It's an adjustment period. But one thing to me that stands out, he has double digits when it comes to walks. Right.
Yeah.
So he has about 10, 11, maybe 12 walks since coming to the Yankees. That's pretty good. That's showing that, he may have a few strikeouts yesterday. I think he struck out a couple of times.
He struck out 3 times last night.
3 times. Yeah, he struck out 3 times yesterday, right? But he's not like over exerting himself or not trying to push the button too much. He may be feeling it just a little bit, especially after last night, but it's an adjustment period, right? Yeah. Ultimately, are you nervous about Andrew Benintendi's struggles at the beginning right now?
I mean, no, I'm not really that nervous. He's putting up good at bats. He's not really making the best contact, but I mean, he's going through a slump. I mean, he's still in over 300. He still plays great defense, and I think we've already gotten more out of Andrew Benintendi than we did all of Joey Gallo this whole year. So
yeah,
definitely an upgrade.
Yeah, that definitely an upgrade. Going forward for the future. When it comes to Harrison Bader, right? He's an upgrade over Hicks, right? When you look at his numbers, right, and throughout his career, he's a 250, 260 hitter. That's better than what we're getting out of Aaron Hicks.
Yeah.
He has the speed. He plays Gold Glove defense. He'll be back, they said, late August, maybe early September from his injury, but it's an upgrade over Hicks. And like I said, Frankie, I'm not going to turn down an upgrade over Hicks. Like I said, I could live
Oh,
with
you
it.
said that yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, if something presented itself and it makes sense, why not? Next year,
Yeah.
Jordan Montgomery, after next year, he was going to walk and be a free agent. Frankie,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you as a Yankee fan,
Mhm.
would you like the Yankees to offer Jordan Montgomery 16 million a year, 14, 15 million a year for 6 years, 5 years?
I don't think he's worth 16 million. I think we can give him 14, 13 or
Yeah.
14 over 5 or 6 years.
Mhm.
If we're able to re-sign him, I think next year he's a free agent, right?
Yeah,
After next year. So if we can
after
re-sign
next year.
him after next year and still have Bader, I mean that's a win.
Mhm.
It's such a win.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I
But
mean
Bader also Gold Glove, defense. He's controllable for the next 3 seasons.
we have so much control over him. Yeah.
Very, very, very cheap as well. So this is what Brian Cashman likes to do, right? It's controllable years. Look, boom, Mazza. That's why we be right here, brother. Controllable years, and that's what's important because now you take Jordan Montgomery 6 million off of the payroll. Probably would have went to 8 million after arbitration. You take that, now you can focus into this free agency, right?
Yeah.
This free agency that could be 8 million that goes right to Aaron Judge, right?
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, with
Make
with
money.
the with Juan Soto going to San Diego, right?
Mhm.
Is this a sign from the Yankees front office that they will be going all in on Judge trying to retain
Oh,
him?
yeah, no doubt. I mean, at the beginning, I didn't really think that Juan Soto was really that realistic anyway,
Hmm.
bro. But I didn't think that Cashman would really try and push for him anyway because we have Judge, and we want to hang on to Judge for next 8-10 years. So yeah, that was definitely I think that was definitely a reason why Cashman didn't push for him farther, and I think that's a good sign in terms of Aaron Judge re-signing.
Hmm.
That means Cashman has a lot of faith in being able to re-sign Judge. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's the way it is. But yeah, I mean, Juan Soto to the Padres though, that's going to be disgusting. I mean that when Tatis comes back, that lineup is
Mm.
going to be unreal.
Oh yeah, I was waiting to the trade deadline before I got the new MLB to show. So I downloaded it yesterday. I'm going to see a play later. I'm going to see Wicked, but after I come home from Wicked, I will be playing MLB to show later on tonight.
There you go. Yeah,
And I put it out there that I'm going to see Wicked before Jigga Man could because Jigga Man was going to try to make fun of me for going to see the Wicked. But yeah, yeah, yesterday's game, Frankie.
right here, make funny. I'm just
um,
cool as con.
when it Jameson Tyone start right,
Yeah,
we broke you. You said it earlier. It's what I know. Jameson Tyone is second in the league when it comes to walks, right? But over these past 10, 11 starts, he hasn't been the same pitcher that he was to start the
uh,
season. What do you think could it be? Could it be just Jameson Tyone's never really had a full season when he's been completely healthy?
I just don't think he's that good to be honest with you. I just don't think he's that good. I think he had good starts against some crappy teams like the Angels
Mhm.
and like Detroit and like Baltimore. Well, not that bad, but he's had good starts against bad teams. Now when he faces an above average team in the Mariners, they lit him up for 6 runs. So I just don't think he's that good of a pitcher. So I mean, I
Yeah.
think Montgomery's definitely a lot. I think Montgomery's definitely better than.
Oh yeah, I would have definitely rather have kept Montgomery over Tyone, but I get it. I get it. You couldn't trade Ty. Who's going to take Tyone? He's a free agent after this year. He's been struggling these last 10, 11 starts.
Yeah,
I don't I don't
he's a
think anybody
rental,
would.
and Jamison Tyone as a rental is just not a player you want to go for. I mean, if Jamison Tyone had control of years on him, I could see a team wanting to push for him. But
Mhm.
Jamison Tyone is not the best rental out there. You know what I mean?
No.
So
Mm-mm.
yeah, he's.
It, let me ask you this, right? Because we've seen it over years past that Brian Cashman has tried to get, say, like a second tier ace or a pitcher that has potential to become a number one or number two, but it's failed. We've seen it with him
Sonny
going
Gray.
after Michael Pineda, him going after Sonny Gray, him going after we talked about him. Yeah, What happened?
Jaime Garcia from St.
Not
Louis.
Jaime, not Jaime Garcia. What was
What were we
the
talking
big maple from
about?
Seattle that
Oh,
we was
Jackson. Yeah,
James
that's who
Paxton
we were talking about yesterday. Yeah, James.
and now Jameson Tyone. Those four pitchers, right? When they first came up, they had the potential to be a number one, to be a number two, possibly a solid number three, but it hasn't worked out.
Yeah,
Like, do you think we need to pivot now to the free agency market when it comes to getting that second ace to now we have it with Frankie Montas, but the free agency market coming up. I know we haven't even got to the playoffs and we're looking ahead into free agency, but besides Aaron Judge, do you think the Yankees have to go out there and get a big ticket pitcher
I think
price wise?
I think now since we have two aces,
Mm-hmm.
we need to go out there and get a Jordan Montgomery type pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously we'll take a third ace in our rotation,
Mm-hmm.
but we can still get a Jordan Montgomery type pitcher for cheaper. So we still have a way to resign Judge and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if we can go out and get a Jordan Montgomery type pitcher in the free agent market, I don't know who's out there, but if we can get someone like him,
Mm-hmm.
that would definitely solidify our rotation.
Okay. But you're comfortable with where we're at right now with our
I'm
bullpen.
100% comfortable with our pitching
Copy.
right now.
Copy. Same. Guys, let us know in the chat. Give us a thumbs up if you're comfortable with it, or give us a thumbs down if you're not comfortable with the Yankees pitching staff and their bullpen right now. Just give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. Let us know. Because like I said earlier, I'm comfortable with it. You know, going into a 7-game series, Garrett Cole, Frankie Montas, and then you pair him up with Cortez and Severino at the back end with this bullpen. I'm comfortable with it.
Cool with it, yeah, for sure. So
And there's always those late season call ups. Also, we never know who's going to be called up in the end of August, September. You know, I would say right now, let's put Clark Smith into the rotation. Let's see what we got from Clark Smith.
yeah, especially since we're a big lead in the American League in our division.
Yeah,
that would definitely be a huge piece. You know, just to see how he fares. I mean, he's had some good games out of the bullpen this year. Recently, with Mike King going down, he kind of took over that middle relief, long relief guy. That absence of Michael King. So if we give him some starts, I'd be cool with that. You know, a guy that I really wanted to be on the big league club was J.P. Sears, but we did get rid of him in the Montas trade. Yeah, you're a little late, Keith, but we're good. We're good.
Just a little bit. You good though?
A little bit, yeah. But no, I was huge on J.P. Sears, but if it means getting Lou Trevino and getting Montas, I mean, it was fine to give up Sears because we have Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt and Sears were similar, so we'll take it.
Yeah, we like you said, I'm happy with it. Where his team is right now. If we could get Giancarlo Stanton healthy and get him back for the postseason run, I think this offense would be in good shape. Bader, we both agreed that he's an upgrade over Aaron Hicks.
Such an upgrade over Hicks.
Defensively and offensively, so he's definitely an upgrade over Hicks. So yesterday's show, I said that I can live with Hicks, but I won't turn down an upgrade, and we got the upgrade. It made sense. Jordan Montgomery was going to be a free agent after next year. His innings was capped at 150, 160. I don't think they would have brought him out of the bullpen in the playoffs. Do you think they would have brought him out in the bullpen?
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. I just to me that especially since he's been struggling his last like 3 to 4 starts, it was signs to me that the Yankees knew that his innings limit was about to be reached and he was running out of gas.
Oh yeah, he was definitely starting to run out of gas, especially in the recent stretch, like you said. So, I mean, I think it was an all right move, but hey, we got good pitching, and we have. What I like is that we had room to make that move. You know what I mean? Since we have a lot of good pitching prospects, and since we got Montas, that gave us a lot more flexibility to be able to trade away a Montgomery for some outfield help and Bader. So
yeah,
all right with that.
Yeah, so let's look at these lineups, right? Let's start it off with the Yankees. That way we could get to the position or the spot in the lineup that Harrison Bader would be instead of Aaron Hicks. Because yesterday Aaron Hicks, He was, I think, 0 for 3 or 0 for 4, but he had 2 double plays. Yeah, 0 for 4, 2 double plays, a strikeout, and a pop-up, right? I'll read off the lineup. Frankie, you can handle the pitching. But the Yankees lineup yesterday, DJ LeMahieu, the second baseman, led off. He was 2 for 5. Aaron Judge, DHing. 0 for 2, but 3 walks. They're not pitching to Aaron Judge. They don't want Aaron Judge to kill them. Anthony Rizzo, he was 1 for 3 with a home run, but he had 2 walks also, and he had that walk in the 9th inning. Matt Carpenter was 1 for 3. Josh Donaldson, hopefully if Josh Donaldson can heat up, he can be that extra protection for Rizzo, for Judge, while Giancarlo Stanton is out. But Donaldson was 2 for 3 with a home run and a double. Andrew Benintendi, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. He is 1 for 20 in his first 20 at-bats with the Yankees, but he has about 10 walks, so let's see if it's just an adjustment period. But Jose Trevino, again, with another home run, 2 for 4. He has 10 home runs, double-digit home runs on the season. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa with another 2 for 4 night, 2 singles. And Aaron Hicks, who we just mentioned a bit earlier, 0 for 4, 2 double plays, a strikeout, and a pop-up. Ultimately, with Aaron, no, it was 2 strikeouts. My bad. 2 strikeouts and 2 double plays. Ultimately, with Aaron Hicks, we both agree Bader is an upgrade over Hicks.
No doubt.
And do you think Aaron Hicks even makes the postseason roster?
I think that'll depend on the way Bader plays when he gets back. But I don't see him making the playoff roster. So.
Especially if we could add an extra just bullpen arm for that first round.
Yeah, we can pull up anyone. We can pull up, Davey if we need to. Who else do we have down there? We kind of traded a lot of our pitching prospects.
Yeah, we got, but we our highest rank down there, I think, is Remy Garcia, who is supposed to be ready by next year. So he's a right-handed pitcher who throws gas. He could be up here.
We can pull him up for the playoffs. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
Just an extra arm that could throw 98 to 100 miles an hour. It's any bullpen will take that upgrade. Yep. You could read off the pitching side, brother.
All right. So Jameson Tyone, 4 2/3, 2 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Yeah, the walks, one characteristic of him. But I don't know. He's running out of gas, and he's just not good. To be honest with you. And then Licky came in, threw an inning in 2/3. Gave up 3 hits and 1 run, no walks, no strikeouts. Efros, our guy, came in through 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit, nothing else. And Albert Abreu came in through an inning in the 3rd, 2 hits, 1 run, no walks, 1 strikeout. I think you're missing Trevino on there. Lou Trevino.
Oh, yeah, Lou Trevino. My apologies. Yeah, I am missing Lou Trevino on there.
2/3 of an inning.
Yeah.
And then the losing pitcher was Lucas Licky. But I don't know. I blame that loss on the pitching side at least. I blame that loss on Tyone, even though he didn't get the loss. I kind of blame the loss on Tyone.
Yeah, that loss is 100% on J-Mo.
The offense put up 6 runs.
Yeah,
that's not much we can ask for. I mean, whenever we lose, I feel like we don't get shut out. We don't score 2 runs when we lose. We score 6 or 7 runs when we lose, but it's always the pitching that lets us down on our losses. I feel like so. It's all right.
Yeah, you pointed it out perfectly. As soon as we came out the gates, Jameson Tyone gave up the lead, right? Yeah. And we came back. We was down by 1 run, and he just couldn't hold the league. And it was against a pitcher who last year he only gave up 3 hits to the Yankees, right? No runs across 7 or 8 innings. The Yankees batters this game around, they decided to hit him hard. And they lit him up for 6 runs.
Yeah, Logan Gilbert.
But this is credit to the first game, right? Marco Gonzalez, another starting pitcher for the Seattle. He gave up 6 runs, but they allowed him to stay out there because they didn't want to burn their bullpen. Because you saw it yesterday in yesterday's game. If they would have burned their bullpen in the first game, the Yankees most likely would have came back yesterday's game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it doesn't help with that umpire at the 9th. And did you see that pitch to Gleyber Torres that he
way outside?
Way outside, basically in the left hand, the batter's box.
Yeah, I know that. I think that hits Rizzo.
Yeah, it definitely.
Hit them right in the elbow.
That's a great point, Frankie. It definitely hit Rizzo. But let's look over Seattle side. Frankie, you can handle the batters. I'll do the pitching.
All right, so Adam Frazier, the right fielder, went 2 for 3. I think he knocked in a run or two as well. Jesse Winker in left field went 0 for 4. Eugenio Suarez, the third baseman, hit a 2-run shot. He went 2 for 4. Carlos Santana went 1 for 3. He hit that 2-run double.
Mm-hmm.
With a sac fly. Then J.P. Crawford 0 for 4. Kyle Lewis 0 for 4. Cal Rayleigh, the catcher, 1 for 4. Jared Kelnick, the center fielder, went 0 for 2. He got pinch hit for later in the game. And Abraham Torra, the second baseman, went 0 for 3.
Yeah. So, when you look at Seattle's lineup, right? They only mustered 2, 4, 6 hits, but they got 8 runs.
Walks. Yeah, it was the walks. Tyon walked 4 guys.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
walks are killer.
Yep, especially starting off of an inning back-to-back walks, and they get 2 hits back-to-back. That kills you. You're not going to win many games when your starting pitcher gives up 4 walks like that. And it's kind of uncharacteristic of Tyon. But like you said earlier, Frankie, he's running out of gas. He's not the same pitcher that he was.
No.
It's his time in New York is numbered also. I don't even think he makes the postseason roster. Him and Aaron Hicks, I don't see them making the postseason roster. No, if the Yankees can add extra speed, because they're going to want to have Tim LeCastro and Bader be on the roster.
I saw Keith say that. I mean, they're going to be killer in the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean, with speed on the bases. So.
Oh yeah. And over to the pitching side, Gilbert, the starting pitcher, he pitched 5 in the third. He gave up 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 walks, and 2 Ks. But the bullpen, they shut us out. They pitched 2 Murphy. Oh God, Murphy pitched 2/3 of an innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Sewald pitched the inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Swanson pitched 2/3 of an innings, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Brass, he pitched a third of an inning. He only gave up a hit, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Munoz, the pitcher who got the win and the save last night for Seattle, he pitched the inning, 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. And did you see that fastball that sat at 103 miles per hour, Frankie?
That's unhittable.
God.
Trevino's at bat, he was throwing 102, 100, 103, and he comes with a 3-2 curveball.
Yeah.
Like that.
Filthy.
Disgusting.
That was the IKF at bat. The IKF at bat. Yeah, the IK. Yeah, because IKF led off. Yeah, IKF led off the inning.
3-2 curveball. Like
filthy. And it was either a curveball or a slider, but whatever it was like 88, 87. It was just that's unhittable. When you have a fastball that sits at 102, 103, and you could just break that off towards the out.
He throws that hard should not be able to have as good of a curveball as that, or curveball slider, whatever it was. Should not be able to have as good of an off-speed pitch as that guy does. So that guy's good. That guy's really good.
Yeah, and last night, he was struggling a little bit, right? He gave up 2 walks in that 9th inning. On the season, he's only given up 5 walks himself. So that was uncharacteristic of him. And the Yankees just they couldn't take advantage.
They couldn't. I think Glaber's got to step up for sure.
Yeah,
he has to step up.
He definitely does. And
that's 2 games. That's 2 games this week where he's had a chance with the bases loaded in the 9th inning, where he flew out the other day. And he struck out today.
Yep.
Same opportunity, same situation. Bottom of 9, outs, loaded bases, and for him not to come through twice is when it's I don't know.
It's and especially when they keep bringing up that little overlay on the bottom.
Walk-offs, yeah.
Stop showing that, please. Can you stop showing that?
It's walk-offs. No, out of my face.
I get he has a couple this year, but he hasn't had one in a while. Stop showing that, please.
Like that walk-off stat with Gleyber Torres is the same as the Ron Marinaccio from Jersey and the And the Jose Trevino All-Star that I always complain about.
Hey, get ready because they're about to start because Bader, he's from Bronxville. So they're about to start. Local kid from Bronxville. It's the
It'd be
Bronxville
like
kid.
Andrew Velasquez last year. The Bronx.
Yep.
We're not going to. God forbid he hits a home run when he comes back.
You know, you may be too young for this, right? But when I hang out with your father and we watch a Yankee game, we're gonna have a drinking contest for how many times Michael K says that about Bader, and see how many times we're gonna have to take a shot because Michael K, he's gonna repeat it left and right, left and right, left and right.
Times, yeah, he's not gonna stop it.
Yeah. But let's just take a step back real quick and let's just have a conversation. I know we talked about it a little bit earlier when it comes to these trades, but let's have a conversation about our guy right here. Hold on. Mr. Brian Cashman, right?
Cashman, baby.
The silent assassin.
Big
right?
deadline.
Big deadline. Ultimately, what's the grade we giving Brian Cashman for this trade deadline? I'm gonna start off with you.
I'm giving him an A minus. A minus.
Okay. I'll give him an A. It was an A plus, but then that Jordan Montgomery trade made me scratch my head just a little bit. So I'm gonna just bring it back down to an A. Ultimately, trying to find a silver lining, I can say, okay, I kind of get what they were doing. Jordan Montgomery, he was capping out at 150 innings because of his injury. He decided to get somebody who was controllable. He is an upgrade over Aaron Hicks. He's a lifetime 250, 260 hitter. It's what Aaron Hicks is basically better than what Aaron Hicks has given us this year. He has speed, plays gold gloves defense. But let's see what happens in the playoff, right? I see the chats. My guy BX Jedi Kev says B minus, copy cool. Mazza says B plus, and Justin say B plus. So I guess the consensus we could say A minus B plus, right?
Yeah.
I think we could be happy with A minus B plus.
Yeah. It would have been an A for me, but for you, like you said, it was the Montgomery deal. Like I didn't hate the Montgomery deal, but I would have liked to see them ship off someone else besides Montgomery. At the same time, is the innings limit. So I'm kind of on the fence with that. I'm between A minus and A, but I'm going to stick with the A minus. And what was it? The differential between A plus, why I didn't give an A plus, was that I would have liked to see them get Pablo Lopez. I mean, we all would have, especially when the news came out that we were heavily pursuing him. I would have liked to see that land. And then it would have been A plus, no doubt, whether we get rid of Montgomery or not. But I don't know. Hey, overall, it was a good deadline for Cashman. So
when it comes to the Pablo and great take. When it comes to the Pablo Lopez situation, right? Chat, let me know if you guys agree with me when it comes to this, right? When it was discussing when we were on the show yesterday, it was on Twitter that the Yankees were heavily pursuing Pablo Lopez, right? We thought it almost got done. St. Louis announced the Jordan Montgomery trade before we heard anything about Pablo Lopez. Do you think, and just listen to me when I say this, and chat, let me know if you agree with me. Do you think St. Louis announcing the Jordan Montgomery trade killed the Pablo Lopez trade? Because if you're Miami, right? If you're the GM, Frankie, of the Miami Marlins, and me and you negotiating about we need a starting pitcher, and you see that we trade a starting pitcher to another team, and our negotiation, you're gonna want more back because I'm desperate for a starting pitcher, right? You gonna try to play hardball, yes or no?
I think that it somewhat did affect it. So if we could have, if the news could have broke maybe 2 minutes later than it did, because then I think we would have been able to figure out that Jorge Lopez deal. Because right after we traded Montgomery, I don't even think a minute passed. Because I remember we were freaking out. I was like, oh my God, this means we're getting Lopez. And then 30 seconds later it came out that Lopez was off the table.
Yep.
So I definitely think you're right. And that actually brings a new point of view because I thought we just weren't able to get the deal done just because Cashman was prospect like he usually does. But I kind of think that you might be right in the sense that that the Miami Marlins asked for more since we weren't able to, since we were
Hmm.
wait, what am I, since we traded Montgomery, Miami was asking for more since they knew
Hmm.
we were desperate. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, because trading away Montgomery, losing a pitcher while trying to acquire a starting pitcher. If I'm Miami, oh, I'm gonna play hardball. Oh, now I
Yeah,
know you're
yeah,
desperate. You decided to trade one of your assets that you need because you thought that we were just going to be willing to just trade. No, 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 no. You have to do business with us first. Wait for it to be official before you go and try to do that.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or it could have been, they just shifted to the Jordan Montgomery thing because the Pablo Lopez talks died. Maybe we don't know. We're just speculating here, but we're just trying to see because it could be something to both what we're both saying. It could be St. Louis announced it, Miami wanted more, or to begin, Miami just wanted more, and the Yankees weren't going to meet what they wanted.
I mean, it seems like the moments leading up to when Montgomery was traded, like the Pablo Lopez stove was burning. It was burning hot, and then we traded for
Mm,
Montgomery, and then 30 seconds, 45 seconds later, Pablo Lopez is off the table.
yeah.
So what you brought up with them playing hardball, I definitely think had something to do now with us not being able to acquire him.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And my man Keith says, I don't think the Monty trade was a loss that. Or yeah, definitely. I think when it first happened, Yankee fans just automatically gonna act like a reactionary. This is just reactionary. This is just how typical Yankee fans are. We
Yeah,
react first instead of processing the trade. Because when you look at it, Harrison Bader is an upgrade over Aaron Hicks.
no doubt.
Jordan Montgomery's last four starts, especially going back to when he got lit up by the Mets, have been god awful horrible.
God
He's
awful.
been running out of gas. The Yankees noticed it. They understand he could only pitch 150 innings because he's coming back from Tommy John surgery. That last year he came back from it. So it's a process. They just were looking towards the postseason, right? And when you have to take a step back and you look at the pitches that we have, you're gonna go with Garrett Cole. You're gonna go with Frankie Montas. They put Severino on the IL, knowing that he has an innings limit, and they want to save the rest of his innings for the postseason. Cool. But with Montas, with Garrett Cole, with Montas, and then Nestor Cortez, you guys are gonna tell me that you would rather have Jordan Montgomery over Luis Severino?
Nope.
I wouldn't. How about
Me,
you, Frankie?
me neither. That's a no-brainer for me. No-brainer.
Yeah. So if you can upgrade the center field position, move Aaron Judge to right field, add somebody who's basically better than Aaron Hicks and has the same exact speed as a Tim LeCastro, but plays Gold Glove defense, you can't say that that's not a win.
And it's such a win. I love that. It's great.
Yeah, 100%. It's one of those silent assassin
Mhm.
Brian Cashman's moves. One of the moves that are just under the radar. You're not expecting it to happen, and it just shocks us. And we have to sit back. We have to take a couple days to process it. But ultimately, it's a good move.
Such a good move. Yeah. Hey, he's up there over Hicks in every aspect of the game.
Mm-hmm. In every aspect of the game.
Offensively, speed, arm.
And
I
and
I think maybe Hicks might have a better arm. I don't know.
I know I wouldn't even say Hicks has it because ever since Hicks had that Tommy John surgery,
Oh,
his arm hasn't been the same.
no, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So Bader is a Gold Glove defender. He has an arm.
and he's
My
got
man Kev said you can never have enough pitching. I 100% agree with you. You can
totally
never
good.
have enough pitching, but we seen it. Jordan Montgomery was running out of gas. He had an innings limit. He was going to be a free agent after next year. It's an upgrade over Hicks. It's controllable years. We have Severino who's going to be coming back off an injury. We have some minor leaguers we could use with Garrett Cole and Frankie Montas. I'm happy with it.
And another thing that I was just thinking about, I really think that this move for Bader kind of gets what's his name Donaldson out of the lineup. a little more. Because then that means we can. So we have 3 elite defensive fielders, like outfielders. You know what I mean? So who will play every day. So that eliminates Hicks, right? So there, Stanton doesn't have to play right or left field. He can DH. And then that means we can put DJ at third, Fleff at second, short, I mean, and then Glaber at second, and then Rizzo at first.
Yeah. No,
So
yeah.
that solidifies our lineup with Donaldson platooning or staying out.
Yeah, and Kev, I agree with you. He was injured in 2019. I agree. Jordan Montgomery was recovering from Tommy John surgery in 2019 as well. You know, so I agree with you. And Monty had an innings limit. It was 150 innings. The Yankees weren't going to let him pitch past that because he was coming back off of Tommy John. So I just, if you have Garrett Cole, Frankie Montas, then you have Nestor Cortez. I'd rather have Luis Severino over Jordan Montgomery starting the game for me.
Any day of the week.
Yeah, any day of the week. And it is an upgrade over Hicks. I was hoping Hicks would be gone. Frank, listen, hopefully Hicks will just be the 4th outfielder now. He'll just come in, defensive replacement, him and Tim LaCastro. Maybe we just have to see how this just shapes up. When you look at the bullpen, also Lou Trevino, upgrade, Efros, upgrade in the bullpen.
Yeah, man. I love it.
I love it.
Me too, man.
Even though Monty playoff ERA was 2.25. Listen.
Yeah, he was good in the offs, but I don't know. I think as much as I hate, I'm a big Jordan Montgomery fan. I always was, but I think that trading him for Bader really helps the overall team. So at first I was big on it, but now I'm like, okay, that's a decent deal. Like yesterday on air when we were doing our trade deadline special, I was mad. I thought it was stupid, but
yeah.
Now
and then now when they have the playoffs right now, they add more off days into a 7-game series than they did traditionally. There's an extra day or two that they're off. So in a 7-game series, you just need your 1, 2, and 3 pitchers. Yeah, right? Maybe a number 4 pitcher.
Twice, Nestor twice, or Severino twice for Valley more. So
yeah. Or Nestor Cortez once, Severino once. But
yeah, something like that too.
Yeah, like you said, at first, you can never have enough pitching. That's one thing I'm gonna say. I agree with that sentiment 100%, Kev. I 100% agree with it. You can never have enough pitching. But Jordan Montgomery, his last foot, just like Jameson Taillon, has been horrible. Jameson Taillon's not going to get a start in the playoffs. No way. No way is Taillon going to get a start in the playoff. Would Jordan Montgomery get a start in the playoff over Nestor Cortez and Luis Severino right now?
No way.
I don't think the Yankees. I don't think Brian Cashman will make that.
No way.
Move. I don't know. I'm still iffy. I'm still trying to process it. Sometimes, I catch myself thinking, Frankie, like, yeah, I'm cool with it. But then it's like, oh, you can never have enough pitching, though.
Yeah. That's why I'm in the middle. And we also had a player be named later. So hopefully that's like Goldschmidt or maybe Arenado. But we'll see.
No, the player to be named later will be Joey Gallo. Guarantee you. It will be Joey. It will be Joey Gallo. Let's see. I'm gonna just read off a couple of more chats and then we'll be out of here. He said, I'm okay with the Monty deal. We upgraded more over a dead spot in the lineup and in the field with Beta over Hicks. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, sure. You need 4 starters. Yeah, that's what I said. Garrett Cole, Montas, Nestor Cortez, Luis Severino. Agreed. Those are 4 starters in the playoffs. I just think the Yankees they rather trust Severino over Jordan Montgomery in a playoff spot, and they just saw Jordan Montgomery as a commodity to flip for somebody who has 3 to 4 years of controllability and who plays Gold Glove defense. Monty would have been a free agent after next year, commanding $12, $14, $15 million a season.
Yeah, that's too much for him.
Yeah, it's just financial flexibility that Brian Cashman likes to do. But when it happened, it was a scratch on the head.
It was
Not a well. Not according to Brian Cashman. Seems like they're gonna put him in the rotation when he comes back. You know, he's almost at his innings limit. They put him on the 60-day IL to save the rest of his innings for the postseason run. So,
are we thinking that might be like a phantom IL type thing? Maybe he doesn't need the IL, but we're saving him.
Yeah, that because you know he was being interviewed by reporters yesterday, and he said that he felt fine. That he felt that the Yankees putting him on the IL was a bit an overreach, an overstretch. But let's look at his numbers right now just for the season, just so we can see where he's at innings wise. He's at 86 innings, right? Yeah. And the Yankees were going to cap him at 160 innings. So he's at 86 innings. So save him for the postseason run. Maybe. Let me check Jordan Montgomery's stats just so I could have that real quick.
There's a lot more innings. They gave him a longer pitch, and he was pitching well.
Yeah. Let's see. So 150 innings was his limit. He was at 114 and 2/3 of an innings.
He was pushing it. Yeah, he was pushing it.
Yeah. So if you was to minus 150, minus the
what's that? 35 and a third.
114.2. Yeah, 35.8. So he only had 35.8 innings left. You know, divide that by 6. That's 5 innings to start.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost 6 starts left for the season.
Yeah. Now,
I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, all in all, I think we did upgrade in that deal for spots we needed. So now I don't hate it. You know what? I changed my mind. I'll give Cashman an A, not an A minus.
Yeah.
I think I'll bump him up to an A. You convinced me.
I wasn't trying to do no convincing. I wasn't trying to do no convincing. But I'm glad we could agree on it. All right, I'm gonna just read the lineup off real quick, and then we can leave right after this. For Seattle, you got Frazier leading off, Winker the number 2, Suarez 3, Santana 4, J.P. Crawford, Kyle Lewis, Gerald Kelenic, Torrens the catcher, Haggerty the right fielder. For the Yankees, you got no Aaron Judge in today's lineup, but you got Anthony Rizzo, DJ LeMahieu, Matt Carpenter, Josh Donaldson, Andrew Benintendi, Gleyber Torres, Aaron Hicks, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Kyle Higashioka. Why Andrew Benintendi is not leading off it befuddles me and it confuses me, because you could have Benintendi 1, DJ 2, Rizzo 3. I don't know. It's confusing to me. But
for the record, DJ LeMahieu's my home run pick today. He's my
copy
today. All right.
Copy. Just so y'all know, Frankie really be hitting these home run picks.
For anyone who doesn't know, 5 out of 7 days of the week, my home run pick cashes. So you might want to listen to me.
Yeah, you might want to listen to my man Frankie and go on whatever FanDuel, whatever it is, put your bets in.
God. 5 out of 7 days it cashes. Statistically.
Yeah, 100%. Frankie, brother, appreciate you like always. See you back here tomorrow. Everybody in the chat as well. Salute to everybody. My man Frank Rivera, salute to you. Cav, BX Sports Jedi, my man Pots and Pans, Michael Mazza, Keith, everybody who is in the chat, totally appreciate you. Justin Rosenbaum, totally appreciate everybody. Thank you guys. Foxy as well. This has been an awesome episode of Yankees Morning Brew. I'm the guy, Project Nerd HQ. This is my guy Frankie, and we out. Peace.
Round into third.